We're live.
We're live, locked and loaded. Good evening, everyone. It is 11 p.m. on the East Coast. My name is Lil Frex. This is my co-host Kevin. Welcome to the Park Summer Sports Series. We're reacting to all the summer sports we got coming up. We just watched Game 1 of the Mavs versus Celtics. Oh boy, oh boy, tough,
Big.
tough night for the Mavs. The Celtics came out hot, and the Mavs, quite frankly, just looked dizzy. At the end of quarter one, the Celtics had the largest lead in NBA Finals history.
Is that true?
Yes, at the end of quarter one, like
At the end
for quarter one. Yes, for
for
quarter
quarter
one.
one. Okay.
Yes. At the
Okay.
half, the Celtics led by 21 points. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Not looking good. Then, of course, at the halftime, DraftKings had the line for the Mavs money line at plus 1100. You know, I had to put $3 on that just in case. You never know. Everyone loves a
Not a bad
comeback.
bet. 20 points is not crazy.
It's in today, as they say, as I hear people say, in today's NBA, not crazy. So come back, quarter three, the Mavs step it up a little bit. They really get on the defense. They bring it back down. I think within 10, it became like an 8-point game, but of course they couldn't hold on to it. Quite frankly, Luka he looked like his side piece in Boston had come to the hotel the night before and forced him to do Molly and funnel
No, not
cakes.
Luca.
Yes,
Not Luca.
Luca Sweet Tea
No,
Doncic was
I don't want to believe.
dizzy.
I
He
don't want
was
to believe it.
he was looking rough. I mean, look, he still ended up with 30 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
Fucked my parlay right up the ass though, because he only got one assist and I bet triple double.
Yeah. I bet double double. I felt like it was
Smart.
going to be just one of these. He's always going to
Yeah.
get double double. It's what
Always double
he
double.
also gets the triple double, or he'll
Exactly.
come close, I should say.
Exactly. So by the fourth quarter, the lead was back up to 20. The Mavs
And then
crumbled.
benched everybody.
And then by the time we were down to 5 minutes, it was garbage time.
Yeah.
Now for an NBA Finals, like I haven't been watching the sport that long, but garbage time at 5 minutes in a finals game is upsetting.
Yeah, I mean, I think this goes to a lot of like this is kind of a more recent thing where you get these huge swing blowouts. And we've seen it a lot this postseason. It's happened over the last few postseasons where teams just they know their beat and they kind
Yeah.
of just like ease off a little bit and they let the team go up. I will say this though, I didn't know that about the record, 35 points in the first quarter. That's huge. Boston came ready to
No,
play.
no, no, no. The record was that at the end of quarter one,
Yeah,
the
at the end of
Celtics had the largest lead
yeah.
ever in a
I
final. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that, which I'm saying they came to play.
Yeah.
We'll get to Porzingis.
That's the big story.
He came out very strong, and I think that was the difference maker because if you look at it, Porzingis was probably on a minutes restriction. He only played 21
They
minutes.
said he wasn't on a minutes restriction. He was on a vibe restriction.
Yeah,
They
but
were like,
I think
they were
once
like,
you
he's gonna
go
come
up,
off the bench. He's gonna see his vibe and he can play
yeah.
however many minutes he
But I think
wants.
once you go up that much, you're like, well, we don't need to play him. And then if they cut it maybe to five, you put him back in. But that
Exactly.
never happened. But so two
Let me hit you.
takeaways
Go ahead.
before we get into Porzingis.
Yeah.
I think all the credit to Boston. They came out tough at home, game one.
Mhm.
But it is a good sign for Dallas that they were down 35 points. And then instead of letting that thing balloon to 50 or something insane, they
Right.
cut it to 20 and they maintained that and even crept into the teens for later in the game. And I think they figured something out. Maybe it's Porzingis was not on the court as much as he was in the beginning of the game, but I think they figured something out. It's game one. And so I see positives for both teams.
I think they figured out they need to put security outside Luca's door.
I don't believe this theory.
Keep the hose away from this man
No,
on
Luca
game
knows.
the night
Luca
before a
knows. He's
game,
been
please.
playing like
Let's put it this way. The Celtics ended up with more blocks than the Mavericks had assists. Okay.
that's an interesting stat. I like that stat. I want to see where those blocks, who had those blocks.
Okay, so the big story was Porzingis, Mr. Bootstraps Porzingis.
Yeah.
Okay, all NBA first team twink, a tall glass of water. This Porzingis. He's been out for 38 games with an injury. They weren't sure like how he was going to do, so they were like, "Well, he's going to come off the bench." And within the first, I believe it was 7 minutes that he came into the game, he had 11 points and three blocks. And he said, "Baby, it's my night." The Garden was going crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you got to realize though, he's playing against guys who have never been in that final. He's playing against weaker centers.
Has Porzingis ever been in the finals?
No, but he's a solid veteran. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like he knows how to play. And Lively and Gafford are
Yeah, that's
good,
tough.
formidable defensive players, but they're not shot makers on offense.
Right.
Porzingis is going to have a field day with that. The
He's
question is,
amazing.
like, can they offset that somehow? Huge night
Well,
for Porzingis, huge.
huge night. I started getting texts from my brother Ian is a diehard New York Knicks fan, diehard lifelong. So the Knicks had drafted Porzingis, right? Is that correct?
I know,
And
yeah.
then he tore
This is
his
painful for Knicks fans to know.
so and he tore and Porzingis tore his ACL, and then the relationship with management started going sour. He was ultimately traded. We never got the MVP Porzingis that the Knicks fans had hoped for. So I start getting texts from my brother. Sigh. Porzingis taking me down memory lane and reminiscing about what could have been. He could have been our center. Instead, now we will have to pay like $100 million for a mediocre player like Hartenstein.
True. It's
I
true.
do love Hartenstein, but
It's true though.
he's not putting up 25 points
But
a
let's
night.
be fair. We had Porzingis years ago. So to say that he would have been playing for us this whole time and maintaining health, considering it
Yeah,
seems that the Knicks don't know how to run an organization where they can keep players healthy and like the
right.
Celtics took him out, stayed the course, and now put him in the finals to dominate. They're a good organization, and sadly the Knicks are not. And hopefully we're turning.
Well, I think it's turned around now for the
Yeah,
Knicks,
I
but that's
mean,
not
look,
but that's not what tonight is
it's
about.
one
Tonight is about
season
game
though.
one,
It's
baby.
one season. All right, we won't get into the
We're
Knicks.
building. We'll
Hold
get
me
into that
back.
later. Come on back. Game one,
I'm looking
baby.
at this right now.
So
Jalen Brown,
Kyrie, we have to just touch on Kyrie.
real quick
He,
about the blocks though.
yes, go.
Jalen Brown 3 blocks as well. Kristaps 3 blocks. Al Horford 2.
I
Tatum
love Horford, Mr.
1.
Eyelashes. I'm a Horford girl.
Um, they all that I mean it's a big defensive performance by everyone. Jalen Brown 3 steals, 3 blocks.
He had an amazing night. Tatum had an okay night. He was fine. He wasn't bad, but it was really Jaylen Brown and Porzingis that were on it tonight. Derek White, always amazing. Horford was great. We got to touch on Kyrie briefly because one of my favorite storylines is like Kyrie the villain returning to his old team in the arena where the fan base hates him and he hates the fan base and he always like stomps on the logo
Hmm.
or something.
I didn't see it. Did he do it tonight?
I don't know if he did it tonight, but he was booed every time he had the ball. But
Yeah.
he, to his credit, he seemed to be adapting some type of live, laugh, love strategy. He was smiling.
Right.
He was not giving it back, but he did end up with 12 points, 3 and 2. He was trying. He was hustling. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that. He was hustling.
I think
They
it's 0
couldn't
for
make shots.
5.
What are you gonna say? The Mavs could not make shots tonight.
Yeah, 0 for 5 from 3. Not a good shooting performance from him. Luka came out offensively. They don't really have much offensive power. Like, here's the thing, like with the role players in the finals,
I know.
pressure's so high, you have to be a killer. And some of the, we have yet to find out if these guys are killers in
Well,
the finals.
the thing I kept thinking when I was watching the Mavs is like, forgive the mall girl terminology, but they look so random. Like the
Well,
role
they are.
because you have to think like this
Because they
team,
are.
they had Luca and they had Kyrie, and most of the team and the role players was assembled around the trade deadline. This is like a new team. Whereas Boston, infamously had these player meetings at the beginning of the season where they like vowed to each other that they were going to get the chip this year and they were going to do that by each person on the team sacrificing at times their personal glory for the good of the team and just doing what needed to be done. And you can really see that
Well,
shows. And then the Mavs are just fucking random. I feel like 20 different players were on the court tonight for the Mavs.
well, of course. I mean, also the Celtics have won 64 games
Right.
and they're the best team in the NBA and they're the favorite going into this tournament. But I will say this, it's
Say it.
game one.
Mhm.
A win is a win. They could have lost on I'm sorry, they could have won on a buzzer beater or they could have
Mhm.
won by 20. You get a fresh slate game two. I would not put it past Kyrie to wake up and Luca to go to that next level and then get more contribution for some of these other guys. I
I
mean,
know, like the thing with Luca is like he finished with 30 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. It's not that he wasn't getting the
I
guys
mean,
good passes.
I think
It's
that
not
says
that
it all right there. I think
they were
that's
he was getting them good passes. They just were
yeah,
not making the shots because
yeah.
sorry, random.
Yeah,
They're
Luca's stat
randoms.
line reads a lot like how LeBron's stat line leads or read when he was younger.
Mhm.
It's like if he's got a lot of assists, that means people were knocking down shots because he's always going
Right,
to pass. Luca's
right,
always going to pass. So if
right,
people are knocking down shots, that's when his assists can explode.
right.
That tells it all right there. One assist for Doncic, I think. Right there.
How'd your bank account do? Mine, I was over three on my parlays. I put together a swish and addition parlay with
Oh, I
Doncic
didn't
eight
put that in.
assists, White five assists, Tatum three plus assists. That went down on the Doncic assists. I did a role
Everyone,
play. The role play went down on PJ Washington. Fuck him.
you hear about like a feeler game, you know this term? Like
I mean, I didn't
game
know the
one's a
term, but I
feeler
can
game.
assume that we shouldn't be betting on the game one. We got to feel it out. We got to
That's
see
what I
it out.
said. I put in a nice feeler bet for game one. I put
Okay.
in a nice feeler parlay, little sprinkle on a few things. Double double Luca hit. Fourth, I put 2.5 over threes for White. That hit. Kyrie, I put 2.5 threes. That
So
did.
are you overall up or down? I mean,
I
I'm
lost
really
the only
down.
parlay I put in it,
Yeah.
but I will say this.
But
I picked the Mavs in 7, and I bet the exact series of games that how it would go.
I tailed you on that.
And we picked
Tell
Boston
us
to win game one.
and
So
tell the crowd. Tell
yeah,
the
so
crowd.
it's Boston game one. Let me get it up exactly so I don't get the order on the second when they
All
go
right,
back.
well, you pull up that bet. Just another non-court related thing I wanted to note was the New York Knicks' very own Josh Hart joined the ESPN commentary table today, which I was like, I felt was very random, but I was
I
also
like
happy
that.
to see it because I fucking love Josh Hart.
It's a long-term move for Josh Hart. I like
I
that.
could see that. I really, really appreciated
Well, you know,
that.
he's a good-looking guy. Like,
Funny,
put him on camera.
charismatic.
Yeah, yeah. They're a little stiff on the pod. They have him and Jalen.
Yeah, they'll get there though. It's not the easiest skill to acquire. I mean, I've done 50 episodes of my podcast and sometimes I can't complete a
Right.
sentence.
Right.
All right, what's the
Okay,
parlay?
here it is. Boston game one. Check. We got that. Dallas game two. This is the big prediction for Saturday, is it?
Sunday.
My big prediction for Sunday is Dallas game two. Then
Okay.
Dallas wins game three. Boston then hero ball wins game four in Dallas.
Mhm.
Boston then wins game five in the Garden in Boston. Dallas wins in Dallas game six. That brings us to a game seven. And I'm putting my money on Luca in that situation. And I think Dallas wins in
Okay.
seven. So I think they'll split. I
I
think they'll
gotta,
split the first two at each, 1-1. And then we'll go back and forth defending home until it breaks in game seven.
I mean, look, I tailed that bet, so I hope it hits. But
Well, also,
after what I saw tonight, I think Luca was blinded by the
hit the
lights.
alarm. Hit the
Hit.
overreaction alarm.
Er,
Hit it because I'm telling you, we're going to get overreactions from everybody over the next few days. We
Okay.
got 2 days off. Kyrie's going to play better. Here's
Okay.
another. Here's another. Can I throw this in?
Of course.
This is a little thing I think in this juncture for game two, the Mavs should do.
Mhm.
Play Tim Hardaway Jr.
I said the same thing. I'm like, where's that guy? He's great.
Start.
There's 20 people playing in this game.
He kind of got phased out because PJ Washington came and they have the two
Yeah.
bigs that they
But
like to rotate. I think this is a Tim Hardaway series where he comes in, a guy who's a veteran, a little
yeah,
cooler in clutch situations, and he'll hit some big threes
he'll hit some big threes.
and that's what they
Gafford only played 15 minutes.
yeah, it's
Why?
they must have not liked the
He's
match.
good.
They must have not liked the
They
match.
must have not
He
liked it.
must have
I
been
mean,
just getting torched. I mean, I didn't see all of it, so I could imagine there were stretches he was just getting torched.
okay, narratives established that I'm gonna be looking for the rest of this series. It's not the Mavericks versus Celtics. It's gonna be for me, Luca versus his lifestyle. He's falling into the Zion
Wait.
trap, the Joker trap.
Where is this news
Did you?
coming?
Because I watched the game and I said, this man went out last night.
No.
This man was up to something last night.
This guy's playing Euro
The Celtics,
basketball when he was 16. They'll kill you. They'll kill you. You go out,
you're
you
right.
go play in some random Polish league championship where they're jumping up and down screaming. They'll kill you.
Okay.
He's locked in. I don't agree with this
I
donut.
did not see a man tonight who was locked in, but you never know. I just hope he doesn't fall into the Joker trap. You know, they are friends, or the Zion trap. The other thing I
No,
think
Zion, you can't compare Zion
you
to the
already touched. Well, it's him. It's Zion. Well, it's him against himself. That's what I'm saying. I think there's a
Zion
Luca versus
100%.
himself. Yeah, Zion is Zion versus Zion. Now,
Luka's much better.
the other narrative that I'm going to be looking at, which you already just touched on, is will the Dallas role players find some continuity and save
That's
the day
it.
here?
That's
I
it.
think that's it. I think that's the big one. Dallas role players. Where are you at? What are you going to do? You just picked Dallas in 7. Tonight made me feel like Celtics in 6, but that's completely just random off the top of my head.
I mean, look, I think betting odds would support that more than my pick, but I just think that it's a game one overreaction. Dallas is going to come back, and you know, do they win game 2 in Boston? I don't know, but I think it will be 2-2 after 4.
Okay. I like that.
But
I
I'm
believe in
betting
that.
that they come back and Boston slips games at home. I'm telling you. They've done it every series. Pacers got one,
They were undefeated at home this year, though, this season.
not in the playoffs.
Regular season, though.
Yeah, but playoffs is all that matters. They've lost a bunch.
Okay. Well, look, to sum it up, big winner, big loser for me, big winner, Porzingis, big loser, my bank account. What about you?
Um, Big winner, Porzingis. I think it's his night. We give him his flowers.
Who's night?
Good for him too, coming back from injury.
Yep.
Loser, I think is Kyrie Irving. I think
Yeah.
Kyrie got a lot of praise over the last week as like, you know, the best ball handler ever,
Right.
the best second option ever. They're
Right.
saying they're the best backcourt ever. Luka held up his end of the bargain, and Kyrie
Right.
came flat. I think Kyrie's the loser, and I think Porzingis is the winner.
I'm with you on that. All right, we got game 2 coming up Sunday. We'll be back for game 2. Plus, exciting. We're doing this all summer long. When we saw like
Wait,
what's when we what?
who
Go.
official pick game 2?
Official pick game 2.
Ride with.
Mavs.
There we go. That's
Mavs.
what I like to hear.
Here we go. We're riding. We're a family.
Put your
We
mouth
ride.
where the money is. We got Mav game 2.
Now, what I was just saying though,
Yeah.
we decided to do this summer sports series because we saw all the fun sports coming up this summer. We got the Euro Cup soccer,
Mm-hmm.
June to July, and the Copa America soccer, June to July. That's going to bring out
Mm-hmm.
all the stars. I don't give a shit about soccer, but when the stars are out, baby, and I get a little World Cup feel, I can get behind that.
USA! 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 Can't wait.
Then we got, of course, huge, the Olympics. So we're going to have Olympic soccer, men's and women's, Olympic basketball with all of our.
USA! 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 Can't wait.
Plus, maybe we'll get into some random other Olympic sport that we don't know yet what it's going to be, but we might cover some other
Oh, I
random
mean,
shit.
yeah,
There's a lot to get involved
Yeah,
with.
there's
There's
a
a
lot.
lot to get involved
You know
with.
what's crazy is like Euro Cup ends July 14th, and then the first round of the Olympic soccer starts July
I think
24th. So
24th,
the
yeah.
winner of the Euro Cup could essentially have a 10-day
Oh,
break before they go into the pool. And
shit.
mind you, US plays France
Mhm.
first on July
Okay.
21st or July 24th.
My question is, are they going to have continuity with the Cup and the Olympics? Are we getting the
This was
stars?
a question I don't know.
Are we getting Mbappe? Are
I
we getting the
can't
boys?
I can't imagine Mbappe doesn't play both.
I need Messi. Like we need the boys to come
Well,
out for this. Otherwise, I'm not doing it.
Messi will do the Copa. Maybe he doesn't even play the Copa and he just does the Olympics or vice
Olympics.
versa. But the Copa you have, I guess, is the same timeline.
It is, yeah.
I hope Messi plays in the Olympics. I hope it's like the same as the World Cup we just
Me
had.
too. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing those Morocco boys again.
Oh,
Where's
I love it.
Hakimi? Bring him back. I miss him. What's he
Love
up
it.
to? How's he
Love it.
doing?
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about this
So
summer.
we got a
Just
big
getting
summer
started.
sports coming up. We're gonna try to do these instant reaction recap videos all summer long. If you guys are into this, drop a like, drop a comment. You know what we need from you. We need engagement. Let's have some fun. All right.
That's it. Sports, summer of sports. It's
Summer of sports, baby.
officially the summer of sports.
I love it. All right, Kev. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go Mavs. Game 2.
See you Sunday, Mavs. Let's go.
See you Sunday.